It is no secret that American sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson has already been through a lot in her young career. All eyes were on her as she was highly touted as one of the USA's big young stars to watch in college. The events that happened surrounding her supposed participation at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games are known to many as well. A few more controversies here and there, and Sha'Carri Richardson was no longer known for her seemingly innate talent on the track, but for the things she did outside of it. Fortunately, Sha'Carri's redemption arc came full circle in 2023. She's having a great season so far, to say the least. That said, Sha'Carri Richardson undeniably made history when she successfully outran her competitors, including the legendary Jamaican trio, mind you, in various competitions. Now, you all know that's not something very easy to achieve. I mean, going against Shericka Jackson, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and Elaine Thompson-Herah in various races and outrunning them, that's something, and you all know that. Even her critics can't help but grumble an acknowledgment. Richardson, whose mantra this season is befitting, "I'm not back, I'm better," did show the world that she is indeed better. If she was someone to watch out for in college, imagine just how much she has improved now. Well, you really don't have to imagine anything, as I'm about to lay it all out for you. First, let's talk about how her 2023 season went. At the Miramar Invitational in South Florida, Sha'Carri ran a blistering 100 meters, finishing the race with a wind-assisted 10.57 seconds, 4.1 milliseconds, the fourth fastest time in history in all conditions of 10.57, plus 4.1 milliseconds tailwind. Richardson's time equates to 10.77 with zero wind assistance. Then in May, Sha'Carri Richardson left her rivals in the dust at the 2023 Doha Diamond League when she streaked to a 100-meter victory in the first Diamond League meeting of the season in Doha, setting a meet record with a time of 10.76 seconds. Besides setting a new meet record, Richardson also notably beat Jamaica's World 200-meter champion Shericka Jackson. And that wasn't the only time she outran Jackson, the fastest in the 100-meter of the season, well, at least until Budapest. At the 2023 Silesia Diamond League in Poland, Richardson and Jackson once again faced off on the track, but it was Sha'Carri Richardson who came out on top, clocking 10.76. That's the second blow she'd give Jackson, and it wasn't the last either. Sha'Carri also won the women's 100-meter title at the first Star Athletics Sprint Series track and field athletics event of 2023, clocking 10.73 seconds in windy conditions. She easily won her heat in Monteverde, Florida, and continued her dominant form in the final 90 minutes later. Richardson's winning time of 10.73 seconds came with a wind speed reading of plus 2.6 milliseconds, which rules the performance ineligible for records. She finished 0.07 seconds ahead of USA's World Championship medalist Brittany Brown in second, and Twanisha T.T. Terry third in 10.82. Then, at the 2023 U.S. Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon last month, Richardson sped to a 10.82 in the women's 100-meter final to take the title ahead of Brittany Brown, who clocked at 10.90 seconds, while Tamari Davis was third with a time of 10.99. What's more, Sha'Carri was undefeated in the 100-meter 8 times this season until her winning streak was shattered by Julian Alfred in July. Not that she let this affect her in her succeeding races. No, of course she didn't. And because of her determination and her optimism that she is better than ever, Sha'Carri Richardson, the Olympic hopeful, turned in a personal best of 10.65 seconds in the women's 100-meter sprint at the World Athletics Championships at the National Athletic Center. In fact, Sha'Carri Richardson's arms were already spread in triumph before the race was over, but her Usain Bolt impression didn't hold. Once she had crossed the finish line, she went from confidence to self-doubt as she searched the stadium scoreboard for her time. And even after her 10.65 second and her 100-meter world title was confirmed, she still couldn't believe what had happened. Richardson's blazing time of a 10.65 second run came from the outside in lane 9. The time was a world championship record and personal best for the 23-year-old. Notably, Richardson took 0.02 seconds off the previous best set by Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce last year. As you all know, the world record of 10.49 by Florence Griffith Joyner has been left untouched, or at least unbroken, for 3.5 decades now. Although Richardson wasn't able to break that record this time, she is now tied for the title of 5th fastest woman over 100 meters in history. More than that, and the gold of course, more honors came along with her win. For one, it was an unprecedented performance, as no one has ever won the title after making a final based on time instead of auto-qualifying. What's more, Richardson is the first American 100-meter world champion in 6 years. Before Richardson, the late Tori Bowie was the last U.S. sprinter to bring home the 100-meter gold from the Worlds in 2017. After the World Championships, ShaCarri went home with not 1, not 2, but 3 medals. In addition to the gold medal in the 100-meter race by clocking 10.65 seconds, ShaCarri also achieved a bronze medal in the 200-meter race, finishing at 21.92 seconds, and another gold medal in the women's 4x100-meter relay. All the heavy hitters were going to bring their A game, so it helped me put out my best A game as well. Richardson later shared, "I'm next to living legends. It feels remarkable." Looking back at her run at the World Championships, ShaCarri Richardson recently shared her thoughts in a series of Instagram stories. In the first story, ShaCarri wrote, "To be the underdog isn't the worst, but to give up isn't living up to your worth." Then posted in another story, which isn't based off the flesh but what your soul feels for when you're alone and you know what's next. Sadly, some people just can't be happy about other people's success. Fortunately, ShaCarri stopped caring about that. So, after qualifying for the 100-meter semifinals with the fastest time at the 2023 World Athletics Championships, ShaCarri Richardson said she isn't concerned with proving herself to her critics. "I'm not worried about the world anymore. I've seen the world be my friend. I've seen the world turn on me. At the end of the day, I've always been with me. God has always been with me. So being on this scale now, it's my time." She said, "It's always been my time, but now it's my time to actually do it for myself, and the people that felt like me, and the people that look like me, and the people that know the truth about themselves as well. I represent those people." After the Worlds, ShaCarri was never complacent, so just 10 days after winning the world title in Budapest, she took the 100-meter win at the Zurich Diamond League. Although she was not the fastest out of the blocks, Richardson settled into her stride and took the lead through the middle of the race, reaching the line in 10.88 seconds, easily clear of her nearest rivals. Upon seeing she had won the race, a wide smile broke out on her face. Now listen to this. It was the 11th time in 13 races this year that Richardson has run 10.90 seconds or faster, continuing her phenomenal bounce-back season. That said, I'm inclined to say that ShaCarri Richardson is indeed better, not back. On that note, let's keep our eyes on her as we await her succeeding races, and ultimately, Paris Olympics 2024. Do you know who else we should keep an eye on? ShaCarri's rumored boyfriend, Christian Coleman, that's who. Watch this to find out why.